Hey everyone, it's Joe Waxman. Hey, how's everyone doing? In this video, I want to look at the signs, the zodiac signs as animals. So I did something I haven't done before. I prepared a slideshow. So to make it more interesting and engaging, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and book a reading with me, macrogoldmachine@yahoo.com. That's my email address. You can email me there for questions or to book a reading. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let's get into it. Start the slideshow. Okay, zodiac signs as animals. Aries. So we have the goat. The goat. I'm sure Aries likes to hear that they're the goat. Um, Yeah, goats are very Aryan because, I mean, first of all, you can see the Aries glyph in here, right, with the horns and the face. But also, goats lead with their head. Aries represents the head. Goats, Aries, very just synonymous. We didn't need to um, labor too much with that one, obviously. Goats are very aggressive. Similarly, I mean, these are gimmies. They're kind of like uh, cousins even. This is the ram, the mountain goat. I don't know if I don't know. I actually don't know if it's a mountain goat. I don't know what the difference is, but it's a ram, right? And we see this beautiful horns and the airy shape as well. Also very aggressive, leading with their head, doing the head butting, same as the goats do. Yes, and many animals do this, and so, but these represent Aries archetype the most. The wolf. Wolf is a very Aryan archetype animal. Um, Canines in general are, but wolves for their aggression, for their dominance, for their uh, pack mentality in that not necessarily that they're coming together in groups, but that they have an alpha, they have a head, and that these it's a very Aries archetype. They also lead with their mouth, really. They only have one weapon. It's their jaws and their numbers, right? But there are lone wolves as well. So there's that. And of course, we also have the domesticated. Here we have a funny looking, a very happy jumping Chihuahua. But yes, dogs in general are very Aryan archetype. Again, leading with the mouth, the head, right? They only have one weapon if you're gonna put it in those terms, but they're very mouth oriented and very devoted, loyal. They will defend their home with everything they have. I mean, some dogs tend to be more scaredy cats, but in general, um, dogs are very, very devoted, right? And that brings up the sort of Aryan archetype of the singularity, right? Dogs are protectors, dogs are loyal, they're smart, they're energetic, they're overflowing with energy, too much energy, really, sometimes, and they're all mouth. Of course, the honey badger I also give to Aries. Um, and some animals there could be we could argue about where they belong. Some are more clear than others, but I think the honey badger is very much of an Aryan archetype. They're solo hunters. They're badass as can be. Size doesn't matter. They have no fear. They're known for like attacking a lion's balls, which is like crazy, right? They're just fearless. They'll go after everything. They'll eat poisonous snakes. They just don't care. They don't care. Honey badger don't give a damn, right? Honey badger will just get what it wants. You know, poisonous snake, swarm of honeybees. It doesn't really matter. Lions, tiger, whatever it is, a honey badger will fight you, and it has a good chance of winning. Right? So don't mess with the badger. Now we get to Taurus. Of course, we have the cow, and this is a beautiful image. I love this one. The beautiful hairy looking cow with the hat on. This is very Taurian, right? Taurus obviously represents the bull, the cow. right? And of course, its cousin, the bison. Not a whole lot of diversity here, right? So far, but it's a pretty obvious um, connection between cows and bison. Very similar, heavy, sturdy, stubborn, stable, not going anywhere, right? Um, they want their food, they want their safety and security, and yeah, that's about it. Of course, oxen, very similar to the cow and the bison. These are workhorses, work cows, work oxen, right? They're work animals, beasts of labor, right? Slow and steady, very powerful, strong, stubborn, and reliable. And of course, the mighty bull. I mean, obviously, cows, bulls, you know, Um, not a whole lot of nuance so far yet, but that's okay. Taurus doesn't mind doing the same thing over and over again. That's kind of what it likes to do. So it won't be disappointed if I show four of this very similar animals for the Taurus. But we on the fifth one we have something slightly different. The grizzly bear, and I think bears in general have a very Taurian quality. I mean, yes, they're vicious predators, right? But there's different sides to Taurus, to all the signs and archetypes. The bear sleeps for half the winter. I'm sure Taurus would like to as well, or most of the winter, the whole winter, right? Loves to get fat, loves to eat, and just be a bear, right? And are huge and heavy and will kill you if you are in their way, right? So don't mess with the bear, but they do have a very Taurian heavy kind of archetype. All right, now we're at Gemini and different change of pace here. Going with the hummingbird first. All right, hummingbird. Hummingbirds so active, so agile, so light on their in their air, and they can do like acrobatics and stuff, and they're gonna um, hunt flowers, go flower hunting for nectarine and whatnot. Nectarine, nectar. But yeah, tiny little, agile as can be, amazing little hummingbirds. Parrots, obviously. I mean, and parrots are obviously they're gonna speak, they're gonna mimic, they're gonna talk nonstop. They're very intelligent, extremely intelligent. They can like solve puzzles and they can dance. And you've seen videos of parrots, they're almost like little people, right? So fun, so funny. Bright colors for Gemini's expression, right? Gemini loves to express itself. It's not just Leo, right? Geminis love the expression. So um yeah, the colors totally suit Gemini nature along with the talkability. All right. Next we have the starling. These are our European birds originally, but they invaded. They're invasive species in America. But starlings are great mimic birds, right? They're endlessly chatting and yapping and chirping and these are known for their great murmurations, right? The huge swarms that are just like schools of fish in the sky. They're just like flowing and evolving and changing, and they're beautiful, right? But yes, very smart birds, very talkative, like the Gemini, incredibly agile, and the murmurations, the huge communal sort of social media talking groups that they get into. Next, we have the magpie, almost similar to starling, but a little bit different. First, we have the colorations, the dual coloration, black and white, very Geminian. But magpie are also known as mimic birds, right? They can mimic any sound, I believe, right? But they're incredibly mouthy and very naughty, right? They love to collect shiny objects, so they're very smart birds. Collecting shiny objects, being little troublemakers. They don't do the murmurations, but yeah, very chatty, mimic type birds that are very intelligent. Magpies. Chimpanzees, of course. All monkeys I would give to Gemini, right? Look at these guys. They're hilarious. They're twins. I mean, this photo itself is very Geminian, but because you got the twins here, the twin jokester monkey Geminis, right? Great with their hands. They've basically got four hands, right? That's how Gemini they are, and they're clever, they're smart, they're cheeky, they're monkeys, right? You ever seen the videos of the monkeys pulling on the tiger's tail, and they're always like jumping down and jumping up in the tree, and the tiger can't get them. One time, the tiger's gonna get them, and then that'll be the end of it. But until then, the Gemini monkey's gonna have fun. Cancer, with the claws and the crabs, right? Um, Cancer, obviously, this is the archetypal animal for Cancer, the crab, with its shell, with its home on its back, right? You're not going to get Cancer out of their home. Well, you will, but they're always going to return home pretty quickly. Clam. Clams for the same exact reason the clam has the shell. So we're going to give pretty much all shellfish to Cancer, right? Because of the shell. The shell is the home. Cancer likes to be at home. Cancer represents the home. Cancer represents the outer protective layer and the inner vulnerability, right? So we got the clam. This one's a giant clam, so giant Cancer. The turtle. And that's not to say that the cancers are necessarily slow, but they might be. But more importantly, for the same reason that we got the crab, we also got the tortoise and the turtles with their hard shell on their backs, and and when they're threatened, they crawl under their shell. Very Cancerian. The shell is the home. The shell is the protectorate. Armadillo, very Cancerian archetype here. Same thing, right? These guys have a hard outer shell. I even think I've heard that they're bulletproof, right? Um, the outer shell will just bullet will bounce off. They're so hard, but they can roll into a ball, right? And virtually nothing can touch them when they're in their ball. Um, that's their defensive, protective strategy. So very Cancerian. Little armadillos. Snails. Cancer's loving this, I'm sure. How would you like to be a snail? I don't know. But anyway, that it is a very Cancerian archetype for the same logic, same reason. They got the hard shell on the outside and the tender. Cancers are protectors, right? Cancers want to protect their children or the vulnerable. And that's the symbolism here. That's the archetypal relationship. The hard outer shell, the inner vulnerability, right? The body is the vulnerable part. There's no bones here. The protection is on the outside. Now we get to Leo. Leo, obviously the lion. It's its namesake. Um, no question about that one, right? Leo, lion, beauty, power, regal, royal, king of the jungle. I mean, lions have it all. Lions are awesome, awesome, formidable, beautiful animals. And the house cat, of course, is also a Leo. Yeah. Right. Like you can just hear this cat. Yeah. But they're playful and they're leonine and house cats are house cats. They're like little ninjas that are very picky and I'm sure they're beautiful and lovely. The lynx, some more wild cat. Obviously, Leo is all about the cats, right? So we get a whole bunch of different kind of cats. Here's a lynx, very dangerous wild cat, but beautiful at the same time. Cheetah, very, very fast wildcat, the fastest. Cheetah is the fastest land animal. They can get like 70 miles an hour, maybe even more, 75, 80. But anyway, extremely fast, but very delicate as well in some ways. But lovely, beautiful, fast, leonine animals. And we got one that's not a cat. Of course, the showy peacock. Right. Love these little eyes, right? The eyes everywhere. It's like one of those I can't remember his name, but the new age guy, he does all these paintings with the eyes everywhere, consciousness, right? But uh it's not just for show. If you're a predator and you're seeing all these eyes, you're like, holy shit, there's an army of whatever's staring at me. I better back off because that's a little too intimidating, right? So it's a defense. It's a defense, but it is also extremely beautiful and extremely showy, right? And very leonine in that sense. All for show, all for demonstration, for drama, right? That's the Leo. Creativity, right? Arts and colors and crafts and show and performance. So that's where that comes in. Virgo, we got Bambi, the deer, right? Deers are very Virgo creatures, right? Fast, agile, nervous, very health conscious because they're vegan, right? They're not actually vegan. I mean, we should discriminate because a vegan will not eat any animal food. Actually, deers have been known to scavenge, and they will occasionally even eat meat. So put take make of that what you will. They're not vegan, right? And neither among there's actually no vegan animals. Just to while we're on the subject, there's no vegan animals. All animals will eat animal food if necessary, right? When available. So that, I mean that's a fact. Even they'll even if they're trying to be vegan, they're eating bugs when they're eating. They're not washing their vegetables, right, guys? So there's no pure vegans in animals. The only vegans are humans. Thumper, the rabbit, right? We got Bambi and Thumper, both Virgos. Beautiful little rabbit, cute as can be, fast as can be, right? Nervous, eating all his, carrots and whatnot, whatever rabbits eat, all the vegetation, but very Virgo-ish, little creatures. Extremely fast. Um, these are, what are they? Springbok or maybe not. I can't even remember. These are African, not gazelles. I'm almost drawing a blank here, but these are one of these animals that are extremely fast and um and they're grazers, so they're similar to deer, very similar to deer, right? They're just like the African version of deer. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe there are, maybe not. Maybe there are actually African deer, but these are similar to deer, grazing animals, very fast, very quick on their toes, nervous, vegetarian, if not vegan, but vegetarian, obviously. Herbivores. Let's call it that. Herbivores, right? Herbivorous. Um, Beautiful little Virgo animals. The squirrel also. And you'll notice like all these animals share the Virgo archetype. I mean, they're all I didn't pick any predatory animals for Virgo. They're all very nervous, very quick. But if you don't have size, you got to be quick, right? In the herbivorous animal world, there's two strategies. Basically, I think there's more than two, but like here's two main ones. Either you're super fast and agile, or you're just like big as crap and nobody can, kill you because you're just too damn big. But squirrels are on the fast side, and most Virgos are because of that nervous kind of energy, right? Nervous but smart as well. I don't know if squirrels are very smart, but they are smart enough to survive and eat nuts. So there's that. But yeah, I think they're Virgo. Elk, beautiful elk. Combining a combination of size and speed and also very beautiful, regal uh nature nature animals. Um all animals are nature animals, but these live in nature as opposed to house cats and house dogs. Libra, the dove, the peaceful dove, always associated with peace, right? Peace and higher knowledge even. You could say wisdom even, but just mostly like peace, right? Peace and love. Peace and love for the dove. Swans, beautiful swans. Very loving, caring, sweet. Here they are forming the heart shape. Oh, how romantic, how lovely, how Libran, how peaceful, right? The nightingale. This is a nightingale, and if you don't know, they sing beautiful, sweet songs. So all the songbirds, nightingales, canaries, I don't know what else, but any bird that's gonna sing very sweetly and beautifully, that's a very Libran archetype because Venus, right? Um, People love them. Ah, panda bear. That's out of the blue. Probably didn't think of that, but pandas are very Libran. I mean, look at their color, black and white. They're so peaceful. I mean, come on. They're so loving. They're so playful. There's nothing aggressive about them. They just want peace and love and, harmony and beauty for the world. That's what a panda wishes for everyone and everything. They're just like, let's all get along and love each other, right? Very Libran. The butterfly. Originally, I gave the butterfly to Gemini because it's a quick, easy sort of reference to Gemini's flighty, airy, mutable nature. But I ended up giving it to Libra because of its delicateness, its beauty and symmetry. And it's much more peaceful than a Gemini, really. A Gemini is much more like the erratic, nervous kind of flighty energy of a hummingbird or a, starling or a parrot, all those other birds. It's like, "Arr." Where the butterfly is a lot more peaceful and it's beautiful and it's going for the flowers. It just feels more Libran to me at the end of the day if you want to really get down to the nitty-gritty details of it. So I gave it to Libra. Peace, beauty, symmetry, balance. Right. Scorpio, obviously the scorpion, its namesake. Powerful. And again, we have a similar theme with the water, the outer shell, the protective, protecting the vulnerable on the inside, but it's different because Scorpio is a lot more aggressive in nature, right? And predatory and less defensive, more aggressive. The Scorpio is a perfect example of that. It's got the venomous tip tail, which is very scorpionic, still water. Still water is going to breed either like the toxin or the medicine. It's going to breed something, right? So there's something there. There's something. You're going to get something with Scorpio. You don't know what it is. It's either going to kill you or make you a better person, but one of those two things. Tarantula. Urgh. I love this pose too. It's very scorpionic with the fangs here. Like, don't fuck around. You're gonna find out, right? Fafo is a very scorpionic phrase because you will, if you're gonna fa, you're gonna foe. That's basically Scorpio's theory. You want to fa, you're gonna foe. Cobra, same thing. It's got those fangs. They're poisonous. They'll kill you, and so will all snakes and all spiders. So like all the scary monster spiders and snakes, pretty much they're all scorpionic, right? Um, bat. I think this is a vampire bat, but bats in general so scorpionic, right? Scary as can be. Go out hunting at night. You know there's all different kinds of bats. So like, there's fruit bats and insect bats and but this one happens to be a vampire bat, so it will suck your blood. Bite you and suck your blood. You don't get more scorpionic than that, really. The vulture. I mean, I know some people want to say, oh, like, the phoenix. Well, the phoenix, I try to stick to real animals here. Phoenix is not a real animal. Some people would say the eagle. I would give to Aries, honestly, because it's got nothing real. It is aggressive. It is a hunter. This is a bird of prey, but it doesn't really have anything so scorpionic, right? I know there's that association of the evolution of Scorpio with the Scorpio evolving into the snake evolving into the eagle evolving into the uh um what is the bird, the fiery bird? Phoenix, right? But I think out of real birds, the vulture, with its association with death, is much closer to Scorpio. I mean, look at them. Do they look scary or what? They look scary as hell. They can eat rotting flesh. If you see buzzards or vultures flying overhead, it probably means you're dead or dying, right? Or somebody nearby is either dead or dying, right? Right. So it's not a good sign. It's an omen of death. It's an omen of death. Vultures are an omen of death, therefore they earn the scorpionic archetypal association. Sagittarius, wild horses, of course, are Sagittarian, right? Fast, free, wild, beautiful, um, fiery, fiery temperament, right? Um, Next, I chose, okay, a little redundancy here, but I wanted to choose both wild horses and we have the, what, gosh, the horse and rider, obviously, but what's the mythical creature called with the human body and the horse's body? It is the, darn it, centaur, centaur. Yes. So the centaur really, I mean, in real life terms, represents the horse and rider. I mean, that's what the mythical creature it represents. It's the human on top of the horse. I mean, here's like a centaur, right? So anyway, horse and rider. Obviously, the rodeo is very Sagittarian kind of archetypal thing. It's wild and adventurous and fiery. So yeah. Also, you have the element of Sagittarius is reaching for a very sophisticated intellectual understanding, right? And so it very much relates to the human mind in that sense. The aspirational, understanding God or understanding very high, lofty concepts and philosophies. So I thought it was fitting to add this. Of course, the zebra is sort of like the horse's cousin in Africa. Um, they're very horse-like. I mean, they're just like horses with stripes, right? So yeah. The peregrine falcon, right? Obviously, Sagittarius is not an air sign, but neither is Scorpio for that matter. But we can have these crossovers, right? The falcon, because okay, fast as can be, predatory in nature, which is more it brings up the fiery quality of it. Um, Elegant, beautiful, and these are just speed demons, right? Like almost like an arrow, right? Like the archer archetype. Peregrine falcon, yeah, totally Sagittarian. Wild, free, long distance kind of thing, right? You know, very different. Like if you're opposing it to like sort of like the Gemini archetype with the starling or the magpie, right? We get a very different feel with the peregrine falcon and the parrot, the starling, the hummingbird, right? The magpie. One is much smaller in scale, which is the Gemini birds, and then the falcon and other similar type birds, hawks, falcon. We could go either way. Like I said, like I think the eagle is very sort of Aryan, but like the more like smaller, faster birds are much going to be much more Sagittarian, right? Um, yeah, that's my take on it. Also the markings feel very Sagittarian, like just beautiful, fiery, passionate, intense. Yeah, that's why I give it that. The fox, the sly fox, right? Wisdom, beauty, right? If there's any sign that you want to associate foxiness, right? If somebody's so foxy, right? It's Sagittarius, right? They have that quality. Foxy, it's like the fire, the passion, this sexiness, right? Foxes embody that. They're associated with wisdom, slyness, cunning, right? Philosophy, Aesop's fables, the fox is wise. Um, right? They got the fiery red coat, right? They're very adventurous, cunning. They're Sagittarius. They're wildfires. They're little wildfires, right? You're always going to see them somewhere doing something, you know, going on an adventure, being sly, cunning foxes. Yeah. All right. Capricorn. Now, I bet you didn't expect to see this. You're probably going to be surprised by Capricorn. Here's where Capricorn fits in. Capricorn. What does Capricorn mean? The name Capricorn means Capri means goat. Corn means horn. So, what Capricorn actually means is goat horn. It's not actually the goat. It's the horn of the goat. And why? Why is it the horn of the goat? What does Capricorn represent? Capricorn represents the top of the mount, climbing to the top of the mountain, the height of achievement, right? Achievement, status, authority, titles, letters, right? I am the CEO of this ABC corporation, right? I've made it, and I have a hat to prove it, and a diploma, and the office, and the letter, and this and the that, and these are all horns of achievement, right? Horns of a rhinoceros are horns of achievement. If you without these horns, a rhinoceros is still dangerous because it's big and it's I don't know if it's mean, but it can be, I'm sure, right? But the horns really give it that this is the weapon. This is the weapon. This is the bigger the horn, the more status, the more achievement, the more letters after the name, right? The higher the title, the higher upon that ladder this animal is appeared, perceived to be. Capricorn represents the horn. It's the goat horn. Horn is horn. All right. So any animal with a big horn is Capricornian. And so that's where there's some overlap, right? With Aries, we got the goats and the goat's horn, the ram horn. With Virgo, with Taurus, we got the horns with the cow and the bulls and the bison. With Virgo, we got the elk antlers. But really, like the big antler animals, big horned animals, I'm giving to Capricorn. Here we have an ibex. Look at these massive horns. This guy's got like three letters after his name, and he's the CEO of Mount Corporation. I don't know. He's achieved his status. He's on the top of the mountain. He's got his horns. He's like, don't fuck with me. I've earned all this. I worked my ass off to get these horns. It took me freaking years, and I will ram the crap out of you if you get in my way. Moose, King Moose, with these massive antlers, right? A testimony to his status in life. You got these big ass antlers. You are something in the animal world. You are CEO. You are captain. You are the Capricornian daddy leader. All right. Don't fuck with this guy. This is massive. I mean, this is like ridiculous. I apologize for the quality of this photo, but this is like a Texas Longhorn beast. Look at these gigantic. I mean, it's ridiculous how big they are. Obviously, they're bred for this purpose specifically, right? But massive. Like you don't want to. I don't even know how dangerous these are, right? Because of they're just like overgrown. It's like over OP, overpowered, overkill, too much horn. The Capricorn is just like obsessed with achievement. He's got like six PhDs and he's like CEO of 10 corporations. And he's got like $1 billion in the bank or two or 10, right? He's Elon Musk or something. All right. And here we have, I think these are called Longhorn Oryx, but these things are like dangerous as can be. They will just like pierce you and kill you if you get in their way. These are just more like the arrow strategy of the horn. Just like we're not fucking around. We'll just kill you. We'll just stab you and you'll be dead, and that'll be it. But yeah, look at these massive long sabers of death on these animals. Right? They bend down and they go like that, and you're dead. You're pierced through the heart. All right, now we're in Aquarius. And I chose hippopotamus for Aquarius. Not only are they highly social animals, they live in water. Remember, Aquarius is not a water sign, but what is fixed air? Fixed air is a cloud. Where does water come from? Clouds, right? So with the fixed air, there is that watery association, right? That with air comes water, right? And that's where we get the water for the next sign of Pisces. So yeah. Um, there is that element of with all the fixed signs, they contain something of the sign afterwards because of the fixed nature of its gathering, right? But specifically with Aquarius, it's water. And hippopotamus are weird animals. They're extremely dangerous, but they're also vegetarian, right? They eat vegetables and they're social and they're big and they fart and they're kind of gross, but they'll kill you. So at least there's that. They will kill you. Ostriches. Ostriches is also very dangerous, right? But they're big flightless birds, and here we have the air element, the fixed air, right? Ostriches, emus, I think any big flightless birds, very Aquarian. They travel in groups and not the smartest animals, but still embodying the Aquarian archetype just by being group animals that are just very weird, weird group animals, weird social structures. I don't know if their social structure's weird. They're weird, and they have a social structure. So anyway, very Aquarian. Duck-billed platypus, not social animals, but like so just weird and unique and defying like every sensibility and archetype that they are Aquarian by default, and they live in water or they swim in water, they hunt in water. They're actually mammals and they live on land, but they go in water a lot. And they lay eggs and they have like poisonous claws and duck bills. And so they're just totally weird and very Aquarian. Otters. There's sea otters and river otters, and they're very social, and otters are lovely, and people love them, and they're friendly, and they're wonderful, social, friendly, lovable, beautiful, awesome little creatures, and you just can't help but love otters, right? You just they're just wonderful, awesome little guys that will hold hands and float on their backs in the water, and that's cool. Dolphins, similarly, dolphins, huge, they live in huge pods, super duper intelligent, right? So we're getting an array of Aquarian type archetypal animals. Dolphins are purely sea animals, although there are river dolphins, but they're just so intelligent. And you just like you can feel almost like an Aquarian vibe from dolphins by how smart they are. It's almost like they're connected to aliens. Like aliens and dolphins are friends. They're buddies, right? And another connection because Aquarius love to think about outer space and stuff like that. And probably aliens brought dolphins from another world and brought them here, propagated them here because they're just that cool. They have huge brains. They've been known to associate, communicate with people, and they save humans all the time. They kill sharks if they want to. I don't know why I said that, but that's just part of things. So anyway, dolphins are awesome, very Aquarian. Let's go with Pisces. Pisces. I just gave all fish to Pisces. Pisces, you get all the fish, all of them, right? And so here we have a spiraling school of fish, particularly the schooling fish. I think most fish are school fish, but like, not all fish, but anyway, a lot of fish are school fish. And the reason that the schooling kind of mentality is Piscean is partially because of the nature of Pisces is to sleep and dream, right? Imagination. And that dreaming, that sleepiness and that dreamery um, is aligns itself with the schooling mentality, right? Because you have to be awake when you're alone. You can go to sleep when you're in school because you don't really have to think. None of these fish are thinking. They're not thinking. They're just following the school, right? They're dreaming. They're sleeping. They're sleepwalking practically because they're just running on instinct, right? And if you're a lone hunter, you really got to use your brain for survival, right? Otherwise, you're just going to die. But when you're in school, you just follow the instinct. You follow the instinctual, you follow the herd, you follow the group, you follow the school, and you just do what everyone else is doing. And you don't really think. And that is a Piscean archetypal association, for better or worse, right? Whales, beautiful, majestic, giant, the biggest animals on the planet. Of course, we have to give this to Pisces because they're just, I mean, whales, not orcas. Orcas I would give to Aries, by the way. Killer whales I would give to Aries. But whales are just so peaceful and spiritual, right? Like they're just like the angels of the water, of the ocean. And they hold a certain vibration. If we were to get rid of the whales, that would be devastating to the planet, not just ideologically, not just because like people would be like, have their feelings hurt, but because of the vibration that they hold. Like we need them for a certain balance. Spiritually, they serve a huge purpose in the ocean. Like we need their vibration to hold a certain frequency for us on this planet, right? They're not useless creatures. No creatures are useless, but I mean, I'm just saying, like whales are there, they have a spiritual connection. They are holding a very profound spiritual vibration. And for that reason, we love them. We love them just for who they are, right? They're whales. They're beautiful. They're awesome. And they put off a wonderful, again, Piscean high spiritual vibration. Octopus, right? These boneless creatures, except for their beaks, otherwise utterly boneless. And think about that for a second. With the other water signs, we have Cancer, who needs to protect itself, very much so with its outer shell, right? And then you get Scorpio, who still has the outer protection of a shell, but you will use different strategies. They're not all scorpionic animals have that shell, right? The Scorpio itself does, but the venom is where the scorpionic archetype, venom and death, really come in strong. With Pisces, it's a little different. You don't have the shell, you don't have the outer protection. What you have is this shape-shifting quality, especially when it comes to the octopus, right? They can change these are masters of disguise. That's their defense. They can change their colorations. It's incredible to watch. These nature documentaries with the where they cover the octopus. They can change their skin. They can change their color. They can spit ink. They can change their shape, their mimic, right? These are pure Piscean energy, right? With just the shape shifting quality. And even the black ink, right? It's just like masters of disguise and illusion, right? And that's a very, very watery Piscean archetype. The elephant, so similar to whales, these are land whales, right? The pinnacle of animal wisdom, of animal good naturedness, right? Like elephants. I mean, elephants have been known to like hurt people, but that's only after they've been tortured. You're good to an elephant, they will be good to you. Or if like like in safari, if they're I guess if the elephant feels their safety is in danger or they're disrespected, they can do some damage, right? But otherwise, these are big, lovable, beautiful, wise, intelligent creatures, right? If you watch elephants in like different documentaries and shows, they're so smart. Elephants, they're like ridiculously smart. They know things, and they will just um I've seen like one of them, he was in captivity, and then he would lift up his own stake in the ground and like walk over, and like I think there was like some beverage that he could steal. He would take a big drink of the this like lemonade or something, I don't know, juice, and then go back and put the stake back in the ground. Like he didn't need to be there, but he was doing it willingly, right? But like the elephants, they're just so smart and big. The massiveness, that's a very Piscean quality because of the bigness of the ocean, this expansiveness, right? There's no bounds, no limitations, no boundaries. That's a very Piscean quality. So there's growth, expansion, wisdom. Ganesha is the god in Hindu of he has an elephant head, right? He's a spiritual god. Like he's wise, right? And intelligent and compassionate and awesome, right? So elephants are very, very Piscean. The sheep are earthy, they're land-based. Why would they be Piscean? Well, think about the Lamb of God. Think about the Lord is my shepherd, right? Think about sheep, think about schools of fish. Sheep are so gentle, docile creatures that they've been used to represent the likes of Jesus, right? The Lamb of God. They're so gentle, they're so reliant on being herded, they've had all their there's nothing. I think sheep actually do have an aggressive quality. They can ram, but that's like more on the goat side. I think goats are cousins, but like generally, sheep are just so docile, so gentile. They live in these massive herds. Again, you count sheep when you want to go to sleep, right? They have this association with if you call somebody a sheep, what does that mean? They're sleeping. If you call somebody a sheep, it means they're asleep. The sheeple, right? The asleeple, the dreamers, right? They need a shepherd. They need a dog to herd them. They need somebody with a little more intelligence, right? The dog is Aries, sheep are Pisces. It makes sense, right? The dog's going to have a little bit more mental focus than the sheep, who are just like, we're asleep. We're going to follow the herd. We're going to run away from the dog every single time. I mean, how many times has the sheep seen the dog? Yet they never once are like, this time we're going to stand up to the dog because I know he's just a dog and he's bluffing and he's not going to do anything. And there's a million of us and one of him. But no, the sheep never even questioned the dog. When that little Australian shepherd who wouldn't hurt a fly, comes running, the sheep are like, oh, it's the dog. We better run for our lives. He's going to eat us. That's how stupid they are. But I mean, they're asleep. I don't want to, it's not that the Pisces are stupid, but that they have this quality: gentle, compassionate, asleep, dreaming, right? So anyway, yep. That's that. And that is the end of the slideshow. So guys, I thought this was fun, fun, interesting, educational, and been wanting to make this video for a while because it was in my head, right? A lot of these animals, but finally I did it and added slides to make it a little bit more interesting. So hope you found it interesting. Hope you enjoyed it. And you're welcome to disagree or agree with some of these choices. And that's the thing. If there's no definitive right answer, I might argue why my answers are the way they are and, stick to them, but you're allowed to think differently. Think differently. I don't care, right? Make up your own list. Do whatever you want. So anyway, that's that. And yeah, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, book a reading with me, macrogoldmachine@yahoo.com. That's my email address. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. We'll see you again soon. All right, thanks. Bye.